Why do you think that is, Danny?
Probably because I'm just getting in my rhythm at the end of the year.
How poetic was it that your tight end dropped the last pass you ever threw in Tiger Stadium?
Who's also
very
your
poetic.
roommate and best friend?
Yeah, best friend.
Wow.
I think it was good because he always gives me a hard time, especially after the Arkansas game.
Look at those baby blues, man.
Yeah.
Guys are stud.
What do you think about the 2 kneels at the end of the game? How clutch was that?
That's my favorite play in football. So I think that negative rushing yards have never felt so good.
Beautiful thing. At Kildensville.
Thankful I got to sit down today.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I am Tommy Krysan along with Jordy Hultberg here on Pelican Sports TV.
They call it chemistry. Boy, if Danny Etling could play against Texas A&M every week,
He'd win the Heisman.
he'd win the Heisman, be the first pick in the draft. He's unbelievable against the Aggies. I'm so happy for him that he went out in the style that he did.
Well, he did. And the team, the seniors, they always want to do well on that last appearance in Tiger Stadium. And they beat up on A&M. A&M, as reported earlier in the week, gets rid of Sumlin after the game. But, this is a football team that certainly after the Troy game, I didn't think they'd go to a bowl game. And here they are with 9 wins, a chance to win 10. 6 wins in SEC play for the first time since 2012.
Yeah,
this team has
remarkable.
accomplished a lot.
They really did. No question that this season was either going to go one or two ways. It was going to spiral down or they were going to climb their way out. They did. So hats off to the coaches and the players. Coaches can only do so much. Players have to play. And they did a great job. And it's like you play LSU and you lose to them, you fire the coach.
Oh, well, I mean,
fire the coach.
If you look back,
Arkansas, Tennessee, A&M, boom.
Florida. I mean, they caught some programs not at their best,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
But that's the way it goes. As one of my favorite lines of all time, you can only play who's on the other sideline, And if that's what's on the schedule. And the other thing, as we know, there were 5 of the 8 league games were on the road due to the Florida weather thing a few years ago. So I
Got to
think
go back to Florida again next year? Is that?
Yes.
That
was the deal that was arranged and agreed upon, so that it is. And of course, now they have Dan Mullen. So, obviously LSU knows Mullen, Mullen knows LSU.
Hello? Yes? No, Coach Miles. No, not right now. No. Coach Miles is going, I want the Tennessee job. I want to be the stopgap guy. Nobody wants the Tennessee job.
You want to know who's going to
take
get the Tennessee job?
I'll take it.
You want me to tell you who's going to get that job?
Sure.
T. Martin.
That'd be the biggest mistake ever.
Who else? Gundy.
Les Miles.
Gundy is famous for flirting with other teams.
Les Miles would be perfect. Here's the reason.
But here's
the reason. Okay. His resume speaks for itself. I know it went a little bit here, but he's won a national championship, won an SEC championship, clean program, no violations. You're not going to get the guy, you don't want him for 10 years. He's a stopgap. You let him go out there, calm the waters. You get great publicity from all the media outlets. All right, he goes out and recruits. What's his major strength? He can get coaches, get really good coaches, and you get him for 3 or 4 years. Then you say, thank you so much. Now your program's back up. Now it's a viable job that a really good candidate would want to get. That's just my thought.
I follow your line of thought, and I don't disagree with it. I don't know, though. Like a lot of people, I've read tons of stuff in the last couple of weeks, accelerated this week on this coaching carousel that's spinning at a rapid rate. I've not seen Les Miles' name mentioned one time.
Not once. Which tells me there's a possibility. Because they always throw all these smoke bombs out there. Oh, yeah, throw this name, throw that name, throw that name. And all of a sudden, but how did we get Nick Saban? Had anybody ever heard of Nick Saban's name in the LSU coaching search?
No.
Never.
Do you remember the story of how that story broke?
I do.
With the credit card at TJ Ribs?
Yes.
That's how everybody found out.
Yes.
And because Chancellor Emmert's wife wouldn't pick up lunch, they got separate checks, and Nick Saban's wife and Chancellor Emmert's wife used the card, and somebody saw, Terry Saban, and that's back when you had to actually look in the media guide. You didn't have it on the internet, and everybody scrambled in the media guide of Michigan State to say, wife is Terry, okay, kaboom, and then he was here. So,
there you go.
No, and it's been said a million times that using the first 2 or 3 names you hear about any job ends up not being the case.
And this December 20th deadline, the early signing date for 72 hours, Jimbo Fisher to A&M. What if that doesn't happen? Where does A&M go? I mean, this thing is just out of control. It's crazy.
Well,
crazy.
Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, who'll join us later in the program with a recruiting update. You know, when they first started this early signing period, he made a great statement. He said there's going to be some unintended consequences that we don't know about until it happens. One is the rapid rate that the coaching carousel is spinning on, because nobody wants to feel like they're behind. And if you're a recruit, you want to know who's your head coach and who's your coordinator. It's no different than the stuff at LSU. As you said on the radio, if you read between the tea leaves, Matt Canada's not going to be the offensive coordinator next year, but he might be. But the only people that really need to know that right now are the recruits, because they might say, well, what's the answer?
Yeah, exactly. And he's out there in California recruiting quarterbacks, and everywhere that Ed Orgeron's going, he's got to address this elephant in the room. What is the...
Well, he walked the elephant into the room in the postgame.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He's the one who brought the elephant in there.
I don't think he would mind if he walked through that door and left.
Well, I said this on the radio earlier in the week. You know, one thing about Coach Orgeron, he's very forthright, speaks a lot. I think the media likes that. I think the fans like that. One bad thing is he speaks a lot, because there's been times in his tenure when he said things where you go, especially you and I, a couple guys been around for a while, you go, that might have been better left unsaid. Yeah. Whatever, a couple, 2, 3, 4 things, including what he did. He even went as far as to say he liked what Steve Ensminger did as offensive coordinator.
Yes. And then he said, but I've been around to some schools with some really good offenses. I kind of know what I want.
Which is like, I don't want what we have.
That's kind of what you do. Shout out to Pete Jenkins.
Hope
you have a great retirement. Good for you. Go back to Destin where you were and sit on the beach and relax and enjoy it. You've been a terrific liaison and a terrific ambassador for LSU. So
actually, he's going to work January and February down in Orlando with defensive linemen who are preparing for the draft.
And then he can't get away from it.
He gets guys who are already in the NFL want to polish up their skills. Then he says he's going to relax a good bit. But I've got to know Coach Jenkins over the years, and what a great guy. Yeah. Loves LSU. He's originally from the state of Georgia. Loves football, loves defensive line play. And the thing about it, and this is what goes with all great coaches, including your coach, Dale Brown, when the players, everywhere you go, they speak highly of him. Mm-hmm. Roland Barbay is a good friend of mine, and he, every time I see him, you seen Coach Jenkins lately? Because he thought I might have ran into him somewhere.
Long hours they have to put in at that coaching staff. Long hours. So I mean, doing training with individuals and all, that's a snippet here and there. And then you can go and relax, have dinner with his wife, and enjoy it. Those are long hours. That football office.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. So on tonight's program, we're going to have plenty of LSU football stuff for you, a lot of reaction after the win over Texas A&M. 9-3 in the regular season. That's a little better than most people predicted. Most
6-2 in the league is impressive.
Most people were riding on that 8-4, 7-5. You heard a little bit, maybe a few 9-3s, but I think obviously the low light of the season is the loss to Troy. The highlight, especially with what we know now, is the win over Auburn. I mean, Auburn might win a national championship.
I still look at that thing and go, how in the Sam Hill did LSU win that game? And there's not a hotter team in the world than Auburn right now.
And look, Auburn. I mean, I think the national championship, speaking of that, is wide open. Let's look at the college football playoff final rankings that they're putting out before they slot the teams in the playoff.
The penultimate.
No big surprise. Here with the Final Four. I thought Oklahoma would be 1. Oklahoma was 3. We'll get that up on the screen for you. Clemson is 1. Auburn is 2. Oklahoma 3. Wisconsin 4. And here's the other thing. As we look at that, if those 4 teams win this weekend, there's your playoff. If they all win, you're not going to change anything.
It is an 18 playoff because you've got Clemson and Miami for the ACC play-in, right? You've got Auburn, Georgia.
That's one of those.
Whoever wins that gets in. You've got Oklahoma and TCU. If Oklahoma wins, they're in.
Right.
And then you've got Wisconsin, Ohio State. If Wisconsin wins, they're in. There is where the monkey, what if Ohio State wins it? Now what do? You got Ohio State who wins the Big Ten championship, but the year before they didn't and got in. That's what Alabama's hoping for. Please, Ohio State, beat Wisconsin, and then Alabama might have a chance to get in there.
All right, I'm going to say it. I said it Saturday night on the post-game show. I don't think Alabama deserves to be in. If you cannot win your division, I'm not talking conference. If you cannot win your division, I don't think you should be in the playoff. Now, they don't care what I think,
No.
but that's what I think.
Okay. They're just sitting up there. They're 5, and if one of those teams falls, how do you justify an 8th-seeded Ohio State jumping that high up? Nobody's ever done that, from 8 into 4.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah, well, no.
And the other caveat is, what if Clemson and Miami play a close game?
Do you put them both
and
in?
Miami wins? Do you put them both in? Does Miami jump from 7 into 4 and leapfrog Georgia, who would have to lose to Auburn, and Alabama? So I'm hoping for chaos. I want Ohio State. Can't believe I'm pulling for Ohio State.
I
but you
can't
know
do
what?
that.
Who wants to see Wisconsin? Seriously.
They haven't lost.
I know, but who wants to see them play? Who have they played? I know they've
have-
beaten everybody
of all
on
of
their
them
schedule.
teams, they have a weak schedule.
I know they've beaten and great for them. But seriously, you mean to tell me people actually think Wisconsin's better than Alabama? There is
Alabama's
no
be
way.
15-point favorites again.
Exactly. So
or
you're supposed
more.
to put the 4 best teams in there. We'll see.
Oh, and that's when subjectivity comes in, and you know. And now let me ask you this question: let's just say it's major chaos.
I hope.
Do they switch to 8 teams?
I don't think they're going to do that for a while because this is generating too much interest. And actually, you've got these conference championship games are actually becoming the semifinals,
They're
the
playoff
quarterfinals.
games. Well, like you said,
The
Clemson-
lead-ins.
Miami
They're
Clemson
the
is a
quarterfinals.
playoff game.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it really is. The winner.
The only difference is the loser's going to get to go to some bowl.
Yeah, but the winner take all.
Yeah.
And so there is a sense of urgency. And so
Well,
we'll
and
see.
for that matter, then it's been playoffs for the last month.
If TCU beats Oklahoma, if Ohio State beats Wisconsin, what if Georgia beats Auburn? That would be Auburn would be out, right, with their 3rd loss.
Yeah,
what
Auburn would be
What
out.
if Miami beats Clemson and it's a close game? Now you got chaos. And all of that is seriously possible. Although I think Clemson has the best chance of going in. I think they're just much better than Miami. But TCU can beat Oklahoma?
All right, let me ask you. I'm going to throw another what if at you. Alabama's best wins against LSU.
That's what's amazing.
So
No,
think of
but
it.
they
Think of it
couldn't-
that way.
yeah.
Think of it that way.
They
I mean,
couldn't determine.
their
they
best
couldn't-
win is against LSU. Okay, you don't go to. You're not in.
Yeah, but you know what? It was
They
amazing.
lost to Troy.
It's amazing how you schedule all these games. And what was the first game of the year? We couldn't wait to see it. Number 1 versus number 2.
And they both might
Alabama,
be out.
Florida State. And Florida State has to beat ULM to get bowl eligible.
Right.
Oh my God.
They put the game back
And
on
Jimbo
the schedule.
Fisher is gonna reap the benefits of going 6-6, and he's gonna get a salary increase either at Florida State or at Texas A&M.
I don't think he goes to A&M.
Fresh start. You never know.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy.
Never
And then
know.
how about I saw the meme that came out. It said Nick Saban is not playing for a conference championship, but this guy is. It was a picture of Lane Kiffin with his shades on.
Kiffin's good
so.
about that, but I don't want him as my head coach doing all that
You
social
see him
media
troll
stuff.
Coach Saban big time?
oh, yeah.
When
I saw a picture with Nick with
when Nick,
holes in his jeans.
but he had Nick's the quote from a couple years
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
which they framed.
Nailed him.
And said, you have to win your conference.
Nailed him. Boom,
and,
boom,
and,
boom.
Lane Kiffin said, I wonder, can you give rat poison to yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good one. All right, that opening segment, we were just babbling a little bit there, but
That was good stuff.
we're doing exactly what the college football playoff
And what
committee
all of y'all are doing
and the
out there. What if?
NCAA wants everyone to do.
What if
It's the biggest marketing tool they've got.
you can't pull for Ohio State to beat Wisconsin? You just can't.
Absolutely not. Well, my parents are from Wisconsin, so
Oh,
I kind
okay.
of grew up a Green
I
Bay,
understand. I
University
understand.
of Wisconsin thing, and I've got several cousins that have went to Madison.
Is
so-
Greg Schiano coaching defense in the bowl game? Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. How is John Curry still the AD?
Yeah,
He's not the first
Not
AD
so sure if
to
he will be
have
soon.
less than neat paperwork. But when he came out with that statement on Monday, if you read the statement, why didn't you hire the guy? Your statement.
Yeah. Well, isn't it ironic, though? I mean, it's eerily similar to, in another form and fashion, to LSU and the Les Miles thing. Political pressure, fan pressure, and they succumbed to it. And the same thing happened at Tennessee.
It's a mess. Tennessee, the only team in the conference not to win a league game. They've never lost 8 games the whole season in football program history, and they go 0-8, obviously for the first time in league play.
Well, they fired Butch Jones because they knew Florida had already gotten the jump start, and they were all interested in Chip Kelly, and so I got to get in the game. I got to get in here and see. And now they're left out. Who's going to take that job?
In the Power 5 conferences, there's only 2 teams, Michigan and Missouri, that did not beat a team with a winning record.
Wow.
So,
Ed Orgeron, the 3rd highest tenured coach in the SEC West at 1 year.
you got to go back to 1946 is the last time there were more than 4 coaching changes in the SEC in the same year. We're going to get to a break. We got plenty of Coach Orgeron. We got plenty of the LSU players after the win over Texas A&M. Got a little bit of Will Wade. They've got a ball game middle of the week, and then they're going to break for exams. Then they got 5 at home during the Christmas holidays, so you can check the LSU website for the dates on that. We got plenty of stuff for you tonight, including Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. We'll take a break, come back, and get you rolling on this week's edition of Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy, Buddy and I did this on a post-game show. I gave LSU for the regular season a grade of a B. Couldn't go any higher with the loss to Troy, the beat down by Mississippi State, who ended up being a decent team. Obviously, the highlight as we sit today is beating Auburn. I give them a B. And, you know, we know all the side stories. There are a lot of injuries, a little bit of attrition.
Right.
You had a new offensive coordinator. I mean, I give it a solid B.
I'm in total agreement with you. I think under all the circumstances, job well done. A B is very worthy. LSU has standards, certainly, but what other school in the SEC doesn't, right? But until they can beat that big red elephant in the room, I can't give them an A until you slay the dragon.
Well, and I agree with that. And they're in the Power 5 conferences. They've now got 18 straight years with at least 8 wins. Nobody else can say that. That's so right. I mean, you know, even in the end of Miles, there were times when things weren't good. But this is still considered by the college football world an elite program and a top 25 program year in and year out, albeit sitting at 15, 16, 17 in the different polls
Look,
now.
it's, again, we can't stress it enough. It was as low can go after that Troy game. There was friction inside that locker room. There was friction inside those coaches' offices, and how they righted the ship to win the games that they did after that, 7 out of 8 or whatever it was, remarkable. Not easy to do.
Yeah. All right, we're going to let you hear what Coach Ed Orgeron had to say after the game, the 45-21 win against the Aggies of Texas A&M. Here's Tiger head football coach Ed Orgeron.
Texas A&M was a team that always fought back. It was a tooth and nail fight for a while there, and just proud of the way the overall team played. You know, coaching staff for getting these guys ready. I'm proud of 20 seniors. The last game at Tiger Stadium, it meant a lot to them, and it was an emotional week for them guys. Tiger walked, the fans were great, and just proud of the way we played. We ran the ball well. We didn't let them run the ball. We made some mistakes, obviously.
Like you missed some opportunities to.
Sure, yeah, the 3rd down and 1. We should have ran the sneak there, and we should have. You know, we gave it to the sweep, and we missed some field goals, we missed some extra points, and we missed some opportunities in the red zone. But, you know, we came out in the second half. I thought the offense did a tremendous job in the second half. Defense was reeling a little bit, and we knew they were going to throw the ball on us. They're good at it. And we knew we had to score some points to win the game.
Dante gets that interception and kind of flips the momentum.
It was
back
big.
to you guys.
We needed it. You can feel the team going in a little lull right there. You can feel the momentum changing for Texas A&M. I think that was a big play in the game. It was a man coverage, and Dante did a good job.
He's had his hands near him all season long. How important is it to get this one, right?
That's good. He's not going to get ragged by his teammates on Monday. That was good. It was important. Yeah. That set the tempo. Right after a turnover, we get a turnover back-to-back. And that set the tempo. It was a good break on the ball. I thought Corey did a good job of his man coverage tonight. He got challenged and did a good job.
They had 2 games against A&M now, over 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
How can you even explain that against the SEC team?
Yeah, you know, we pride ourselves on being physical here. And we pride ourselves on being able to run the football. And we pride ourselves on being able to stop the football. And those are the things I got to thank Tommy Moffitt and his strength staff. I think our guys were bigger and stronger and faster this year. And we want to continue to build on that. He did a good job. You know, he missed a couple, but overall, I think he did a good job. Did a good job of managing the game, of staying in there. He got hit. I thought he was hurt. We got to put Miles in. He didn't come out. I thought he did a good job with the game plan.
How will he be remembered here, you think, Danny?
A winner. Tough, hard-nosed. Went through some bumps and bruises just like we all did in life, but he fought through it. And for him to stay with this team and win 9 games is a remarkable feat, I think, as a quarterback.
Did he seem any different heading into this one? Is his attitude, demeanor?
Danny doesn't say much. Danny just comes to work and says, yes, sir. So he never changed.
Ed, what does this win do for you over the next month and then, next year?
I tell you, it's going to be fun to go out recruiting tomorrow. And it's always fun to go out after win, and we can go out and sell the things that we're doing. And, you know, hey, a couple of key pieces here, key pieces there. We can go further on. I think that we had 6 official visitors in, all outstanding players. We had a bunch of unofficial visits in, young guys that liked the atmosphere tonight, selling Tiger Stadium. So it's on the road to recruiting. Let the guys finish hard in academics. They're going to work out. They're going to lift and run twice next week and 3 times the week after. Then hopefully, I'm sure about next Sunday night, we're going to figure out where we go.
What can you say about the play of seniors who, like Darrell Williams and Frank Gilmore, who had to wait their turn?
Yeah, unbelievable. Journeymen, waited their turn, unselfish players. I've been around those guys every day, man. You love to be around those guys to work. Yes, sir. What else you need me to do? You can't work them hard enough. Team players, they never complain about anything, about not playing, about not doing anything. And we sell ongoing skill development daily. And you can see those 2 players getting better.
Is this the kind of game you've been waiting for Kevin Tolliver to have?
Yeah, it's good. And, he answered the bell. We've struggled there in coverage, and it's a known fact. But, if a 3 technique gets reached, nobody sees it. But if a DB gets beat, everybody sees it. So it's just the nature of the business.
And you mentioned 20 guys, out there you won't have come next year, but 6 to 8 of them that really play a lot. How important is it going to be to fill those holes?
Nucleus, that's what I just told the recruits. And we got some young guys that got to step up. We got to have a great recruiting class. We got to fill some holes. We got to look at the needs where we at. This recruiting is going to be interesting. Who's going to sign December 20th? Who's going to sign in February? There's a lot of things that we have to figure out coming into the next couple of weeks.
Especially after Darius' touchdown run, he sprinted to the sideline to bear hug Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You guys set it up with his catch and run. Does that kind of speak to it?
That's him. He's a teammate. Hey, if one of those guys leave, and hopefully Darius comes back, he ain't told me he's leaving yet, but if they leave, we're going to have some big shoes to fill. But, you saw Nick running the ball well. We got Clyde. I think he's a good player. And also Leonard Fournette. And we got a couple of freshmen may have to play.
Is this as well as you could have drawn up senior night as far as the guys who made big plays?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they deserved it, though. They deserved it. They worked hard, and I'm just happy for those guys. And you should see the emotion in the locker room. And them boys wanted to win. And LSU means a lot to them. They walked into LSU as young men. They've walked away as grown men. A lot of them got their degree. Some of them are very close to their degree, but they've grown through adversity, and they've seen a lot. And they're ready to take on the world.
Offensively, how have you seen this team progress, and how have you kind of evaluated Matt Canada?
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's done a good job. I think the whole offensive staff has done a good job.
Coach, kicking game kind of continues to be a phenomenon. What do you do there?
We're going to have to go out and recruit a field goal kicker, obviously. Continue to give Jack and Connor a chance, but we have to go get the best kicker that's available. Sometimes transfers are available. After their senior year, we're going to go find the best guy available. We get tight on scholarships, but if we can find one that we think that's great, that can take those guys' place, we're going to take him. If he's not better, we have to get those guys better.
Ed, a lot of dominoes this offseason would fall in like head coaches.
Yeah.
Do you expect someone like Matt to pursue a head coach option?
Sure. Everybody wants to be a head coach, and I hope he gets the opportunity to get it.
Ed, why wasn't Arden able to make this?
It's questionable. You thought you had to be able to hug that boy.
Do you think a month of recovery and he might be better for the bowl?
Questionable.
Coach, how excited do you think your team will be to play in a bowl game?
Excited. We have the blueprint what we did last year. We went down to Orlando. They had fun. They did the things they were supposed to do, and also played well in the bowl game. So I think these guys want to finish strong. A chance to win 10 games, it means a lot to those seniors. It means a lot to all of us. So I think they're going to be excited, and I know we're going to play a great opponent. It's going to be a great challenge. But these guys love to practice. Obviously, they need some time off. But by the time we practice, they'll be ready to go.
Coach, if Canada did get a job again,
Yeah.
would you continue to run his offense? And how challenging would that be?
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends. I have in mind what we want on offense also. And I've been in some pretty good schools, some pretty good offenses. So if he would leave, we have guys like Steve Ensminger, who I highly consider, done a great job for us last year. But those things got to happen in the near future.
How much different are these next few weeks in terms of recruiting and strategy and all that compared to what it was normally?
Yeah, it's sped up. is different. I don't know how many commitments we have, 17 or 18, a couple of silent commits. We only have 25 to sign. So, I think the big thing is going out and get these guys that are committed to us or signed on December 20th, going out and fill specific needs. There's a lot of guys that won't be offered scholarships on December 20th. We may want them. Some guys may want to transfer from other schools. We just don't know all that yet. There's a lot of variables going up, but it speeds up everything. And we're going to be out on the road recruiting every day, which I love, so let's go get it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
We got a lot more coming for you from after the game, but as we've been doing all season long, we want to get to the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Players of the Week for you, as voted on by the writers in the state of Louisiana for college football.
Did Danny Etling make it?
It's no surprise that there's two Tigers in there.
There you go.
Danny Etling on offense, who plays for LSU, not Tulane.
And he's not a running back.
We've got Devin. He's not a running back. We got Devin White as the linebacker, and then Marco Orozco
Can I take a
of
picture of that?
Grambling.
I want to take a picture of that and send that to Danny.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that. The place kicker from Grambling, and of course Grambling beat Southern in the Bayou Classic down in the Superdome. And then, of course, Nichols got beat at home by South Dakota in a FCS playoff game. It was a close game. Nichols had a lot of turnovers late. Felt like they let it get away, but the bottom line was they lost. But it was a great year for Tim Rebowe and the Colonels down there in Thibodaux.
Devin White wins the SEC Defensive Player of the Week for the 4th time this year. No other player has ever done that. And he's not even a Butkus Award semifinalist. Makes no sense.
Not all of them award
Makes
lists
no
are
sense.
accurate. Now, we talk about Players of the Week and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, coming up in a few weeks in Baton Rouge is the 16th annual Red Stick Bowl.
Oh.
You'll be able to see it on Pelican Sports TV.
You gonna be doing the game?
Yes, I've done probably 11 or 12 of the 16 games. It'll be at Olympia Stadium in Baton Rouge, a Breck facility. It's the 16th annual Red Stick Bowl. All-stars, all classifications represented in the greater Baton Rouge area. Coach Barrett Murphy, Coach Dennis Lorio do a great job putting this thing together. And I get a lot of help from a lot of people. And it's been on Pelican TV for forever. It'll be on that night, the 16th.
How'd they come up with those names? The Black Knights versus the Rattlers. How'd that come up with
It's
that?
a U.S. Army thing.
Okay.
They've got the U.S. Army and the Breeze Dream Foundation as two of the main sponsors at Olympia Stadium. 2 o'clock kickoff on that Saturday, December 16th. They usually get a really big crowd out there, and it'll be on the Pelican that night at 6:30. Then numerous times through the holidays, you can contact us and we can get you the full schedule. We'll have it out at the stadium that day. So looking forward to that. Like I said, I've called 11 or 12 of the 16 of them with Sean Nelson, who's a former Louisiana Tech wide receiver. So we'll be out there. Coach Barrett Murphy will handle sidelines interview. Their feature interview this year, Hall of Famer Jimmy Taylor. So
Very good.
That's going to be real good. At Olympia Stadium, get it on your calendar, Saturday, December 16th. And we'll certainly be telling you more about it.
I hope my daughter plays next door at the Sportsplex in the winter basketball. I hope she plays in the morning, because we did that last year.
And it came
played in
over
the
to the
afternoon,
game?
and there were parking spaces were very,
Oh, they get
very
a big
limited.
crowd for this game.
Very
Because you got
limited.
kids from, all schools in the greater Baton Rouge area. It's not just a Baton Rouge thing. And, and it's many of them, their last time to play tackle football. And many of them, they've had guys that have gotten to the NFL that have played in this game. So it's a really well done thing. And if you need to have a little football on December 16th, now that's the opening day of all the bowl games, including the New Orleans Bowl. So there's going to be plenty of football for you that
ULL
day.
Bowl?
ULL won't be in it.
No, but they were four straight years. They went to
Yeah,
the
what was that?
R&L
Hey, that's
Carriers
better than
Bowl.
not going to a bowl.
Hey, it's not the Poulin Weed Eater Bowl anymore. It's the
Walk-On.
Walk-Ons Bowl. And it's no more Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. It's some other...
Sponsors, money, follow the money.
Man.
It's all about the money. Let's take a break, and we're going to come back and let you hear from some of the Tiger football players after the win against Texas
Walk-ons.
A&M. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Kreis saying, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creole Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers. Roy didn't mention this, but you kind of know it, but Sunday will be the day when LSU fans will find out which bowl game they're playing in and who the opponent will be. There's all kind of speculation out there. That's a waste of time.
All I know is that Mississippi State losing to Ole Miss helped LSU a lot.
Yes, because LSU
now has 9 wins.
LSU is the fourth slotted in the SEC.
So does that mean the Outback? Does that mean the Citrus? I don't know.
There's talk about if it's the Outback, then
Notre Dame?
No, then the Saints and the Buccaneers play. LSU would be playing whomever.
That would be terrific.
That would be good for LSU because they'll get some spillover on the fan travel because LSU did not travel real well last year. 10 o'clock game on New Year's Day. I mean, come on.
Michigan State, does that float your boat? Or Notre Dame? Well, of course. You'd rather play Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, get back. Didn't Notre Dame beat them in the Music City Bowl a few years ago?
Yeah, whatever. I know they beat us in the regular season one year, and then we beat them in the Independence Bowl that same year. We played them twice.
Who?
Or Notre Dame or something.
No, they beat Michigan State. Saban's last game.
Well, we also beat Notre Dame in a bowl game, and they beat us in the regular season. I may be crazy.
They beat Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, but there was another year. Anyway. I'd rather Notre Dame than Michigan State.
They'll get more attention. You know.
I don't like Big Ten schools are boring.
Yeah, they are.
They're
They really are.
I mean,
yeah.
God.
Like Wisconsin. That sums it up.
Who wants
Big
to see
Ten,
that?
If Wisconsin is your undefeated Big Ten champion, and
See,
you'd rather watch paint dry.
They haven't caught up to Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's doing in the Big Ten what he did in the SEC, and nobody else can duplicate it.
I liked when, I don't like Urban Meyer, but I liked when he first got up there, and there was this unwritten rule in recruiting in the Big Ten that if, Jordy Hultberg was a verbal commitment to whomever, other teams didn't talk to him. It was like a courtesy, unwritten thing. Well, Meyer got up there, and he's like, that ain't going to fly. He's going to keep recruiting Jordy Hultberg until he's a signed commitment, not a verbal commitment. And all the coaches were up in arms, and Urban Meyer basically said, well,
pilfering here,
you do what you want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm paid to win games.
Because that's what Alabama and LSU did to me, so I'm doing it to you.
It's all about players. It's all about recruiting.
That's it.
All right, let's hear from some of those players. LSU Tiger players after the win against Texas A&M in Tiger Stadium.
Special, and I'm really happy for those guys and myself as well. We worked really hard. We deserve this. We deserve the most, and I'm just really happy for everybody.
What is it about Texas A&M's defense that just brings out big LSU offense?
I'm not sure. We always catch them at the end of the season. We're really hitting on all cylinders with them, and I'm not sure. But like I said, I'm really happy for the seniors. The way we meshed together tonight, it was a perfect way to end it.
So what'd you make of Danny's game tonight?
He did a great job. Like I said, I'm really happy for him. We worked real hard all week at practice, on timing and execution, and I'm really proud of him.
Are you going to critique JD's form on the hurdle?
That was a great job. He scared me a little bit. He didn't jump too high, but the timing was perfect. It was a good job.
How much did y'all expect them to kind of load up on the run? Did you think that would happen?
Yeah, we knew they would try to stop the run early. That's why we took a few shots. We did a great job of executing them and completing them, and to kind of bag them off, and guys did the rest.
How exciting is that as a receiver, just going into a game knowing they're going to load up on the run and we're going to have one-on-one?
Very exciting. Coach Mickey preached all week at practice. He said, we're going to have chances, we're going to have shots, we're going to have one-on-one matchups, so we're going to make the most of it.
This season could have gone the wrong way after the Troy loss, but you guys now have the most SEC wins that LSU's had since 2012. What does that say about the leadership, particularly with you and your seniors?
It says a lot, man. We had our backs against the wall. We were pushed on the mat, but we got off the mat and we fought. And as the seniors, I commend them. Not just me, Danny, John, DJ, all of them, man. And we gelled together, and as you see tonight, we came together as one and finished it off well.
You went into the last game of your junior year before getting a staff. What do you think younger guys can learn from you?
I'll never stop working, man. Never stop working. Hard work pays off no matter what. Grind doesn't go unnoticed, and that's basically what happened with me. So don't stop working, even if it seems like no one's paying attention or noticing someone's watching.
Second half, how important was it?
It was really important. It was really important for our record, for the fans, for the whole program, the university. But it was really important for the 20 seniors that we sent out. And the best thing about those seniors is that they wouldn't make this night about them if they had the choice. They just wanted to win, and it was the right way that we should send them out of Tiger Stadium.
Danny he seems to save his best for this team every year. What's about what about that?
We had a really good game plan in. We all felt pretty confident going in the game that we had a good plan. And we ran the ball really effectively, which opened up the shots, which opened up the flats. Really proud of the way that got fought. It's kind of poetic. The last pass in Tiger Stadium he ever threw was a drop by his trusty old roommate tight end, Foster Morris. That's awesome. That's terrible.
It wasn't a stellar moment.
He threw it, and it was a good throw, and I just dropped it, and he looked at me, And immediately, I knew where his mind went. His mind went, and he said, came up and he tapped me on the back and he said, "We're even." Talking about the Arkansas game where he overthrew me on the flat. That was a touchdown on the 10 on second down. He said, "We're even." I said, "Yeah, we are. Great job. Thanks for making me feel good."
Over 600 yards. Just how do you feel about the way the offense played tonight?
Yeah, I mean they definitely threw some different stuff at us, but I mean Danny was money all night with the passing game, and we were able to get some big runs going as the game went on.
This is 2 games for him against them, over 300 yards both times.
He always comes out for the last game of the season. He's ready to go, and Danny's a fighter.
And then Darrell Williams is running, his receiving as well. Another big night for him.
Yeah, I mean Darrell's always out there doing everything. I mean he's, I think, one of the best blocking backs you'll ever see on third down protection. I mean that's something that goes unnoticed, but he's great at it. Then obviously he hits the hole like no other, and got some big runs for us tonight.
Well, how tough is it to going to be replace these guys? Some of these seniors.
I mean, some of these guys are just been great teammates. I mean, Danny, Darrell, Russell, DJ, all those guys have been great teammates this season, great leaders for their position group, and we gotta have people step up. And bowl practice is a great way to start.
You won in blowout fashion, but it was almost like at half it could have been 34-7 or something like that.
Yeah, we definitely left some points out there on the field in the first half. We gotta instead of putting on the kicker to make those long field goals, we gotta put those drives in the end zone and score some more touchdowns.
After the Troy game, a lot of your teammates said they were embarrassed. The coach said he was embarrassed. To win 6 out of 7, your only loss was a very hard-fought loss at Alabama. How do you feel about the way you guys finished the year?
Yeah, this team just came together. We blocked out all the noise, and really we came back to work and we got better and put a great run on.
Gage, I tried a failed attempt earlier this year against Ole Miss, and Russ kind of came to me and had some pointers, and honestly this time around it just kind of instinct took over, and I'm just lucky I got over.
Hey, drop it a little bit. You told us after the Ole Miss game that you didn't have plans on trying to hurdle anybody anymore, so it just came to you.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't in the plan. It was not premeditated. It just kind of happened, and luckily it worked out.
And to be able to score your second touchdown on senior night, what's that like?
Yeah, it's extremely special to me to be able to score. Obviously, scoring one against Ole Miss was so fun and amazing, but to do it, on senior night in front of our home crowd with all my family and friends here, it meant the world to me, and so I'm just thankful to God for giving me that opportunity.
What were the emotions like for you, Russell, DJ, Danny, all the seniors that scored?
Yeah, I mean, I was not surprised about how many seniors that scored just because it's the same guys that have been making plays all year, and so I think the emotions are just, joy and happiness to be able to do it, the same way we've been doing all year with these guys getting in the end zone, and happy to be able to put up so many points in our final game in Tiger Stadium.
Is it hard to go through those emotions in that pregame ceremony and then turn around and have to go out and play?
Yeah, it takes a little refocusing, but at the end of the day, you realize, what's brought us this far is being able to focus and play and perform when the time comes. So I think we're all able to focus in after all the sort of preliminary festivities and stuff with senior night. Obviously enjoying those things, but then being able to refocus and know, this is the ultimate goal. This is why we're here. All this wouldn't be worth it if we don't come out with a W.
What did it mean for Greedy to take that ball right back, after you got hit pretty hard there on the fumble?
Yeah, I mean, when I fumbled the ball, obviously that's my fault, and I was overwhelmed by the support of my teammates, especially the defense coming saying, I can list at least five different guys that came up to me and said, hey, we got you. And then for Greedy to go and pick it off and just turn it right back over to us, it just speaks to the strength of this team, and, the offense supports the defense and vice versa, and I'm just extremely thankful for how cohesive this team is.
JD, what is it about Texas A&M? You guys have another huge 600-plus yard performance against them.
I don't know if I can pinpoint it, but I think we always know their offense is very explosive, and so we have to do the same, and we really emphasize, we know they're going to score points, so we have to score more, and I think every year we come into this game knowing we got to step our game up. We have to take it to the next level. Just a mediocre amount of points isn't going to cut it because we know they're going to put the ball in the end zone. Nothing against our defense, just a compliment to their offense, and so I think every year we make it a point of emphasis to step it up and make sure we're countering every time they score.
Has the finality of walking off Tiger Stadium for the last time hit you yet?
No, I don't think it has, and I'm after this, I'm probably going to go back out there just because it'll be empty. It won't be the same, but I want to see it for one more time. And yeah, it really hasn't set in yet.
JD, after the Troy game, your coach said you guys were embarrassed. He was embarrassed. That whole season could have just, been a disaster. And for you guys to win 6 of 7, the only loss was a very competitive loss at the number 1 team in the country. So how do you feel about the way you finished and what you guys did?
Yeah, we're extremely proud of the way this team has finished. And, we hate to go through a loss like the one we had to Troy, but honestly, without it, we may not have righted the ship. We may not have been able to battle through some of these, those big victories on the road or huge comeback against Auburn at home. That win is looking better and better now. And, I'm so proud of the way this team got up off the mat, locked arms, and just said, keep moving forward, press on. That's what we say at the end of every week. We watch the film and press on.
We continue with Tigers Roar.
I need some Tremonti's food. I'm hungry.
Yeah, that'd be a good
How good
idea.
was your turkey?
Outstanding.
It was great. Bread pudding?
I had the rice dressing, the Cajun rice
How
dressing.
good was
that
that?
was fabulous.
How good was that?
That was really good. For me, the perfect amount of spice. I don't like it spicy crazy. I like it spicy.
You can get it again for Christmas if you want.
Probably
I'll do it
will.
again.
And the sprinkle spice.
I didn't need any of that, man. It was
No, I didn't need that, but
it was great.
my son-in-law requested more of that. I got him some
I
few
can get you
months
some if you
back.
want to give a Christmas
yeah,
present.
yeah,
I got you some.
I'll do all that. Can I get away with giving the girls
Just put a
thing
little-
of sprinkle
just a little
spice?
bow on it,
and
little
put a little
bow on it.
bow on. That's all
Say,
you get for Christmas.
Everything you cook for me. Please
Next
put
time
this
you
on
cook,
it.
use this.
That'll go over well.
I'm thinking I'm going to do it. I'll have to talk to Mike. Mike will set me up. He'll take care of me with all that. You heard J.D. Moore talking about going back out on the field.
How good of a play was that, though? The high hurdle?
You got to be an athlete. You got to be an athlete. Obviously, you've been in the PMAC a million times since your career ended. Right. But that first time you went back when you knew you weren't putting the uniform anymore,
it's a weird feeling.
It's a weird thing, isn't it?
Weird feeling, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you played in front of packed houses. They played, in front of a lot of people.
I'm going to be at Fogelman Arena this week.
That's going to be weird.
Fieldhouse. And I mean, I remember high school games where it was packed to the rafters.
Playing
against your Holy Cross Tigers and the St. Aug Purple Knights and Forkshay and all those schools. And it's going to be an eerie feeling going in there.
You're going to be tempted to shoot one out the corner.
It'll go in too, baby.
We're going to take a break and come back and let you hear from some of the defensive players on the defensive side of the ball for LSU. The defense, a strong part of the storyline for the 2017 season. We'll do that when we return right after this pause on Tigers Roar.
Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Roger Kadar. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. In case you missed the original airing on Wednesday nights, you can always go to youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast, and we put it there mid-morning Thursday, and watch this program at your convenience. Watch other things we do too. The Roger Kadar Show, Sports Shorts, and a lot more. Also, don't forget about WUBR, CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge, home of the Jim Rome Show, Monday through Fridays from 11 to 1. The local radio lineup includes the gentleman to my left, Jordy Hultberg. It includes Mr. Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato, Ken Trahant's Prep Report, couple of more weeks of that. High school football getting closer to their dome appearance. Carlos Brown on Saturdays. He'll recap that Bayou Classic, which Grambling beat Southern in this coming Saturday. And through the evening and at night, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio hosted by Mike Shepard. That's always good stuff. So check it out. We've got our own app, WUBR. Take us with you wherever you go with all the local stuff, and then, of course, the national program from CBS Sports Radio, including Jim Rome. So lots of good stuff there as well. And like I said, the YouTube channel, ways that people can get to us.
And I've got another radio show I do from 2 to 4 each and every day, Monday through Friday. It's in Lafayette on 103.7 The Game, 103.7thegame.com, and in New Orleans, Sports 1280, sports1280.com. So we cover the globe.
Yeah, it always got good guests. And, you know, I was telling somebody the other day, you know, I've been doing radio a long time. I maybe have done radio a little longer than you. Maybe not.
Yeah. Oh, you've done radio a lot longer.
Well, but, you know, the way we get the guests, and it's so easy now, and everybody wants to be on. And you had that crossover years ago when TV people started going on radio, sports writers started appearing on radio. So now, I mean, there's so much information out there and so much that people can get. And then, as we said, this coaching carousel spinning, lots of names and rumors. Wait till official announcements, and you'll know what's going on, right?
I would think that after this weekend, with some of these games that are taking place, we'll see. You know,
next week,
I think Arkansas is going. Okay, Gus Malzahn, hopefully you lose, and then maybe we'll come knocking on your door. Maybe you'll want to come back home. I don't know. We'll see.
I read an interesting one.
Bobby Petrino coming back.
If Fisher goes to A&M, Malzahn to Florida State.
All kinds of possibilities.
Willie Taggart's name flying around. He's only been at Oregon for a year, but keep Willie Taggart's name in your brain, too.
You see what they apparently offered Gundy to be the head coach of Tennessee?
What was it?
$7 million.
And he said,
nope. See.
But he's flirted. He's a flirt. He's every year for the last 5-6 years, his name comes up every job.
You know, it's like everybody.
And then T. Boone Pickens just opens the checkbook and they keep him in Stillwater.
Always pop up. They just do. It's amazing. And Tennessee, good luck.
Well,
you know who's laughing? Philip Fulmer. How you like me now?
Yeah, y'all miss me yet?
How do you like me now?
Yeah.
Ever since you got rid of me.
And for those of you that didn't see it, the details on Kevin Sumlin's contract are as follows. They owe him $10.4 million, and that must be paid in full 60 days from the date of his termination, which was last Sunday. They got 60 days to pay that in full. Now, as we all know, Coach Miles is being paid off overtime. He gets a check every month for $130-something thousand. He gets, and Coach, another difference, Coach Miles' money from LSU would be offset if he were to take a coaching job.
Right.
Sumlin can go to Tennessee and get $7 million, and it doesn't change what A&M must pay him regardless of his job status and do it within 60 days. That would make getting fired, that would make the trip down the hallway back to your car a little easy, wouldn't it?
Every Friday during the football season, my buddy Jim Nickel comes on. We do the Nickel Report.
Oh, that's great.
And every team, he lists their endowment. $10 million ain't nothing to Aggies. Their endowment's in the billions.
Yeah, and now it's
in the billions.
Probably them and Duke are the two largest endowments.
Harvard and all that.
In
They're right there.
Yeah.
They're right there.
Yeah, A&M's got more money than anybody else in the SEC.
Yeah.
I promise you.
And
that.
they've got that huge stadium with all the renovations. The football coach gets whatever he wants. Jimbo, change the scenery. Change the scenery, baby. Well, you got to go against your boy every year. Good luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, it's, you know, with that kind of money, it's just amazing. I also read a piece that as of this week, and this is earlier this week, there's going to be college football coaches next season who are not coaching are going to be making about $60 million. Yeah. You know,
it's kind of like what in the NFL they've got that.
Well, they paid Notre Dame paid Charlie Weiss like
forever.
They just got done paying him like the other day.
They got that dead money in the NFL. They got the same thing in college football now with the coaches.
So
dead
you
money.
Think it's not big business? It is.
That's why I don't feel bad for these coaches that get fired because they're making so much money.
The first person who put that in perspective for me, as you know, I did a little radio work with Jerry DiNardo when he was not coaching, and remember a guy at Georgia, Jim Donnan?
Yeah.
Okay, he was there for 4 years, and they fired him.
TV business for a little
while. I remember talking to Coach DiNardo. We were having lunch or something. I said, "Man, Donnan's got to feel pretty bad." He goes, "No, he don't feel bad. They owe him $2 million now." That'd be like Sumlin's $10 million now.
Right.
When, you know, put it in perspective. He's like, and I started thinking, I said, "Well, Jim Donnan's not crying anymore."
That's why
tonight.
All these delusional fans out there, Tennessee thinks very highly of themselves.
So does Notre Dame.
And they just, you know. Why would John Gruden go to Tennessee? He's making $6.5 million to do a Monday night football game and sit down X and O with quarterbacks. Why would he get involved with the daily grind and the recruiting? I mean, come on.
And that goes back to the statement I made, and everybody makes it. Those first 2 or 3 names you hear
all the
many
time.
more times than not, that's not who
They're
gets the job.
No.
If you go back to LSU last year, all you heard was Tom Herman, Jimbo Fisher.
Yep.
Ed Orgeron got the job. You know,
at least they offered it to him, and you know, and who knows to what degree of interest there was, but no, you're right.
But I think all coaches they need to be happy about all this because it's helping them all on the bottom line going forward. I mean, you know, Tim Rebowe down at Nichols. I mean,
you may hate Nick Saban, but Nick Saban has been to college football what Tiger Woods was to golf.
100% agree with that. And Tiger Woods back to playing competitive golf this
Come
week.
on, Ty. I'm pulling for you, baby.
I'm pulling for him.
I'm pulling for him.
I went back and forth with what I thought about Tiger Woods during his career. But I read that he was ranked the #1 golfer in the world for 680-something weeks. The next highest person ranked #1, less than half, 320-something weeks by Greg Norman.
Yeah, not even close.
So Tiger Woods, all them golfers. No wonder they said.
I wish Michael Jordan would come back.
No, all them golfers said, we'd love to see Tiger back. His swing's looking good. Yeah, that's all marketing because they know what he has put
Look at the prize money pre-Tiger. Look at the prize money vintage Tiger, and that's all you need to know. And the same thing with Saban. Same thing. Coaches now, we got to compete with $7 million for Mike Gundy. Has he ever won a championship?
No.
No, not even close.
I don't know if he's won his division.
$7 million.
Hey, we got some defensive. We get back to football, back to LSU football. We got some defensive players who made some comments after the game the other night. Here's some Tiger defensive players.
Devin White, what a stud.
I mean, play big roles, and for the older guys like me, to have leadership. And I think it happened at the right time for us. That's something that we needed, and we took off from there.
How big were those 2 interceptions from Greedy and Dante?
Big. We needed those. They were driving, they was getting some momentum. And, I feel like those are big drive stoppers for us. And they did a great job, especially Greedy on that first play coming out like that. Dante capitalizing on that play. So it's something that we needed.
How big was it considering, going back to that Troy game,
right?
Y'all fumbled on the first play, it's kind of almost same thing, y'all backed up against y'all own goal.
Yeah, Coach Rand been emphasizing that we finish, try to eliminate the big plays. And those big plays that we gave up, that's something that we got to fix on the back end. But having those 2 big players from Greedy and Dante, it helped us a lot, and we capitalized on it.
How did you personally treat tonight? I know 4 months ago you would have thought of this as your senior night. Now you have another chance to come back. You personally, did this feel like your last time?
I take everything one day at a time, one game at a time. So, I didn't look too far into it, if I do declare, it's bittersweet, but I got the opportunity to come back. So, just got to look at things and break them down and choose on which decision I want to make.
Leadership earlier this season, this week, much different. Just kind of elaborate on that.
I think so. We did some soul searching at one point during the season, and the leaders had to come out. And once we did, as a unit, as a team, in the position rooms, we showed what we're capable of doing as a team. I think we've lost 1 game in the last however many, but once guys start leading and guys start following example, we show what we're capable of doing.
I know you 2 both said after the Bama game that you both know that this is going to be your team next year. Just this late season stretch, how does that build on to what you're trying to do next year?
It's very important. In my room, we have a lot of guys leaving. In his room, Donnie's leaving next year. Corey Thompson, we got a lot of older guys leaving next year. So it's important for us to step up on the field, off the field, in the film room, everywhere, just stepping up.
Your teammates used the word embarrassed after the Troy game. And for you guys to win 6 of your last 7, the only loss being a very hard-fought game in Alabama, what does that say about the way you guys finished?
We had young guys and, spots, that was competitive. And, those guys, just grew up and, became, men and stepped up into that position. And we got better as a team week by week.
Did you miss seeing Norton here tonight?
What's it?
Arden Key, did you miss seeing him tonight?
Yeah, Arden, he recovering from his little injury he got, but, I miss him.
What have Dante and Kevin meant to you personally this year as you've kind of gotten more developed?
Oh, yeah, that was my brothers. So, with anything, off the field, on the field, those guys, those 2 guys, they close to me, and, it's just a brotherhood we got, and I love those guys.
Do you talk to them about next year? Are you trying to recruit them back?
At the end of the day, a man gonna make his own decision, and I just tell him, get ready for the next game.
I just knew, when the leadership stepped up, we could control our own destiny and we could win a lot of ball games.
What changed?
Just leadership, guys that wasn't leaders at first stepped up and led the team, and everybody just took accountability to the team, and we pressed on.
Got a little chippy there at the end. What happened on the sideline there after the interception?
To be honest, I don't know, but I'm gonna put that one on me because when I caught the interception, I should have got down because it was the end of the game, but I was trying to run to the end zone, and next thing you know, I look back and we got a scuffle. My guys just having my back or having each other back, so that's all it is. LSU one family, and you're not gonna pick on one of our players.
Devin, just tonight in general, what was the game plan defensively going in, and how do you think executed?
The game plan was we knew we was gonna get a lot of gadget plays, stuff that they haven't been running, taking shots, and we just wanted to shut them down. In the run game, I feel like we shut them down. They might have had 50 rushing yards, and I feel like we gave up a lot of big passes in the passing game, but we had like 3 interceptions and a fumble, so I feel like we played hard.
Is this a game that I guess over the years you feel like that you separated physically from Texas A&M and the more physically dominant team?
Yeah, we out-dominated a lot of people, and just Texas A&M just happened to be one of the teams that we always out-dominate, no matter the circumstance. And we showed it tonight, because our front 7 played extremely well, and we ran the ball extremely well on offense. So hats off to the strength coaches because they got us ready for the game.
What does Danny Etling do before he goes and plays Texas A&M? Because apparently he needs to bottle that. He's got 347 yards and 3 touchdowns as a career.
Man, I think the guy just stays humble. He just keeps God first, and when he's down, if he stays with God, he's going to bless him. So I just feel like he's a great humble guy. So if he just keep doing what he's doing, whatever he is doing, I feel like he's going to keep doing it.
Deb, do you think that what's happened here at the end of this season kind of sets the table for next year?
Oh yeah, we riding this momentum into next year. Because next year it ain't no fine leadership. We know who our leader's gonna be, and I'm one of them, and I'm gonna take accountability to it. And I'm gonna step up early, in the spring. So we gonna get busy early, and we gonna lead that into next year.
Devin, if you had found leadership early on this year,
this would be a different team. This would be a whole different team.
How so?
Because you have guys that already stepped up before the bad things happen. But, when you have a lot of guys go to the draft, juniors and seniors, the seniors have to leave, but the juniors, that's who you look for to be your leaders, because it was mainly juniors and seniors playing last year. So you had a lot of new guys in the role this year, such as myself. I didn't play that much to be a leader, but, I just had to take accountability to it and step up and lead. They had the momentum, but, man, we bend, but we don't break. So, you step on our toes, we're going to keep fighting. You might think you got us because you did something good, but we ain't never out of it. I hope nobody ever count us out of it, especially on the defense side of the ball.
What about going to the SEC games?
Man, I felt good. I kind of wish I would have just got down, kneel, and just, went out the field like a pro, make a pro decision, because that's a pro decision. But, my momentum carried over, and I did what I did. But, I'm so happy to get a pick, because I've been talking about one. Because I've been catching them in practice, but getting the game, and I can't get one.
What about doing this for the seniors and kind of setting the stage for what's next for this team?
Yeah, we wanted to send them out on top, victorious, and I feel like we did that. And, we got one more game, that was just sending them out of Tiger Stadium on top, but we're going to send them out the bowl game even better.
We continue with Tigers Roar, and you saw Devin White. And take a look at what we have on the screen here. Jordy, you would agree that there have been hundreds of great defensive players in this conference. You name the school, they've all had them.
Yeah.
He's the only guy to ever win 4 Defensive Player of the Week awards in the Southeastern Conference in the same season. That's remarkable. And the good news for LSU and LSU fans, he's going to wear purple and gold next year.
When you're really good is when you take 15, 14, 13 tackles for granted. It's like, oh, we expect that. That's when you know you've arrived and you're really special. That's like another walk in the park for number 40.
Oh, he's
special.
And LSU's had a lot of good Debo Jones and Duke Riley, and we can go on and on back through
Beckwith.
And this guy may be better than all of them.
I'm not going to disagree.
And I do want to point out that he played 2 ways at a small high school, single A classification.
Oh, you don't think, do you?
No, the athletic.
Oh, athleticism.
He's such an athlete.
He can run,
you get into these 4A and 5A schools, and very few guys go 2 ways. And I remember the quotes from a couple years ago. You're going to be a running back at LSU, you're going to be a linebacker. He said, "Whatever gets me on the field is what I want to do."
And he's found his place. There's no question about it. And what you mentioned it, his athleticism, his quickness, how he can cover those backs coming out of the backfield. That's NFL written all over it.
He'll play for a long time
in the league. Long time.
No question about that. So, and again, when you do something in the SEC that no one else has done, I don't care what category it is, that's
no
big
Jadeveon Clowney, no Myles Garrett, no Javon Curse, no, and we can go on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
With how many great players have been here, but you're right.
You know what I'm wondering about, Jordy? Since we started doing this show, how many other people have turned Tennessee down?
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point.
Yeah, and again,
Les Miles is waiting.
And again,
pick up the phone. He'll answer.
You're in the holding pattern on the LSU offensive coordinator thing, and I'd bet a Diet Coke that Canada's not the guy next year. That don't mean I'd be right. But that's, as you said, read between the tea leaves.
Boy, you don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar.
No, even we can figure that out, huh?
Well, your Holy Cross education, very limited.
Your Cavaliers about to win state.
Speaking
of that, I got to say this. Last Friday night, I was down in Huntsville for a high school football
How good is that
game.
kid?
Well, wait.
How good is that kid?
What I wanted to say.
Puka?
Yeah. Well, the head coach at Huntsville is my best friend from high school.
Okay.
Coach Nick Salter from Algeo won a state title at East Jefferson a few years ago.
Package deal? He's coming with him?
My nephew is the head coach at Covington. My oldest grandson's the ball boy at Covington. But here's my point. You ever been to Hineville's football stadium?
No.
It's like Olympia, same size bleachers on both sides. Many high school fields have
Grass or turf?
Turf. They have a big home side and a small bit. This is big on both sides. Here's the scenario last Friday night. Packed to the rafters.
Good.
Standing room only all
Love
around
it.
the fences in
Kids
the end
deserve
zone. Artificial turf is about 50 degrees at kickoff, so everybody's got a jacket or a sweatshirt on or something like that. And the running back from Covington, who's a Texas Tech, Covington, who's a Texas Tech commit, rushed for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then everybody knew he was getting the ball, and they couldn't stop him. Puka Williams, who's a Kansas commit,
not for long,
303 yards, 3 touchdowns, and had 2 70-plus yard touchdowns called back for holding penalties.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing atmosphere.
He's a little guy, too. He's not very big.
No, he's not a tailback in college. Both bands are there playing all night. It was just
It ought to
a
be.
great atmosphere for high school football.
I'd rather have high school football games like that than go to an empty, cavernous Superdome. But I know it's a thrill for the kids to be able to say they played in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I would say it's better to be what I saw at Hunville High
question.
the other night. Hunville won the game. They traveled to Acadiana to play the Wrecking Rams this
That'll be a
week
tough
in the
one.
semifinal game. That'll be a tough one. But it was high school football at its best with 2 good teams and talent on the field. I mean, the bands. I just loved it. I just wanted to tip my hat to anybody else that was at that stadium last Friday. 2 outstanding football teams and 2 running backs that will play at the next level. And there's a lot of other guys on the field who will play
This
at the
guy,
next level.
Puka's done 300 yards every game in the
He's got
playoffs,
over
it seems like.
900 yards
It's
rushing
crazy.
in the playoffs.
Crazy.
900 in the playoffs. Some guys don't get 900 in their career.
Crazy.
You know? But anyway, I wanted to give that a shout out.
Well done.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough, speaking of high school and recruiting, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com, will join us when we return. We'll get the very latest on all that recruiting information for those LSU Tigers. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, we're back with Mike Scarborough right after this pause. Tigers roar. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
Hello. Hola.
你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Mid-morning on Thursdays, we push it over to YouTube. Right now, we're joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike, did you survive the Thanksgiving holiday?
I did. Had a little bit too many carbs and sweets, but I'll get back in the gym.
There you go. Mike, it was a busy weekend at LSU for the recruits with that final game against A&M, some key guys. Give us the recruiting update from this past weekend.
Well, had a handful of top guys there. Certainly, everybody was paying attention to Terrace Marshall and Justin Rogers, the two kids from Parkway. But, got the commitment from the offensive guard, the junior college guard, Damian Lewis. Kind of a mid-major, kind of a high mid-major type of guy. A 6'2" guard. I know a lot of people were questioning, whether, how many guards does LSU need? But I'm okay with LSU taking him. But, the guy that's out there that they really covet is Badara Traore, the tackle from ASA College in Brooklyn, New York. He was there for an official visit. We hadn't had a chance to catch him yet for an interview to see how it went. I tend to think LSU's in great shape with him, but I'm not sure that it's a slam dunk on a kid that you say is a lock for LSU at this point. Texas had offered him a month and a half ago or so, and they're certainly a player as well.
Mike, the early signing period is roughly 3 weeks away, December 20, 21, and 22, and I thought you nailed it last year when you said there'll be unintended consequences that'll come from that, because we don't know what it's going to do until we go through it. The first consequence is the rapid rate that this coaching carousel is spinning on, and your thoughts on what the coaching...
Well, yeah. I mean, all these years that we've all talked about it, and usually when we talk about wanting an early signing period, and we've been talking about it for 15, 20 years, the reason why we want is because it's, I guess maybe if you follow recruiting, or if you're like me and it's your job, maybe you get a little aggravated at some of these kids who decommit late in the process and turn it into a circus. But last year when it passed and we knew it was coming, we weren't talking about the unintended consequences of what this does to athletics directors when making a move on a head coach, and how quick they have to make a decision, or they're really going to be behind the 8 ball with their program, because you can't afford to lose the majority of any year's recruiting class. You're seeing a bunch of schools right now where they had their initial pie-in-the-sky candidate that they want, and nobody seems... I mean, right now you've got two fan bases, one fan base is really totally happy, and that's UCLA with Chip Kelly. It's a mixed bag amongst Florida Gator fans with Dan Mullen. So if Jimbo Fisher does indeed end up at Texas A&M, I guess they'll be the second fan base that's actually happy. Ole Miss... I don't know what to make of that hire. And, Tennessee is an absolute, dumpster fire, as everybody likes to call it. Who they're going to end up with remains to be seen. But we kind of knew that going into it. And an athletics director that has something happen the way it's happened at Tennessee, how many more weeks can they go without having a coach and them just not absolutely get killed in recruiting?
No, you're right. Now, here comes a question for you. Last Saturday night after the game, Ed Orgeron walked an elephant into the room, the offensive coordinator position, when he talked about, we all saw and heard his comments, offense, that he's seen other offenses he wants, and if Canada gets offered something, he's probably going to take it. He even lauded Steve Ensminger and the job he did last year. So basically, he let the cat out of the bag. Is that affecting recruiting at all? Do you even have a pulse for that with the uncertainty on this Matt Canada situation at LSU?
Yeah, I don't know that any of the commitments that are there now that it's going to cause issues with. I worry about the quarterback spot. You've got the Foster kid from Sidley and the Near in Montgomery, Alabama, that will be a kid who visits in January. And that looks to have been an LSU-Florida State battle. I think LSU looks really good with him, even if Jimbo were to stay in Tallahassee. But if he goes to Texas A&M, maybe LSU wins that battle by default. But you're talking about a three-star quarterback that was once committed to Missouri, and neither Auburn or Alabama want in the state of Alabama. So, I'm always reticent of hyping up recruits from out of state when the in-state powers don't extend scholarship offers. And then beyond him, look, we're talking about this recruiting class. We're only a few months away from, LSU having junior days, the boys from the boot. Right now we should have on the tip of our tongues names of one or two quarterbacks for the class of 2019 that LSU's in great shape with. I can't name you one.
Right. Well,
I know that they brought in, Chandler Fields, the quarterback from Rummel. You would like for him to be a bit taller, but so my point on Matt Canada is, what is he doing in recruiting, particularly the quarterback spot? And is he a draw for regional or national quarterbacks if the state of Louisiana doesn't have any? And right now, the answer would be no.
Right. Correct. I agree. Yeah. Now, Mike, in the early signing period, I'm purely blindsiding you with this, and I know this is strictly a guess. What percentage of players you think are going to use the early signing period, put their name on the dotted line, and basically get past that step of the process?
I think the number's probably going to be pretty high.
Okay.
Orgeron wants all of them.
Right. Yeah, he's got, 19 commits right now?
Yeah, I mean.
So
yeah,
he wants all 19 of them to sign.
Might get to be 16, and you got 2 or 3 that aren't. I think that's probable.
Yeah. And I think all coaches are going to do what Coach Orgeron said he was going to do. They want their commits. Go ahead and sign. You're committed. You said you're signing. Sign.
There's some South Louisiana kids and kids that with LSU legacy and grew up in LSU fan households. Those kids are going to sign regardless who the position coach is going to be, who the head coach is, how the season ends. They're going to be LSU Tigers regardless. But there's kids, out of state, and if you've got rumors of position coaches that are changing, I mean, some of that stuff matters, and sometimes they might want to, those kids might say, I'm going to wait and sign in February, and we'll see how Ed Orgeron and the staff handle that politically when it happens with each kid individually.
And a can of worms that's going to open up, Mike, is a kid who's been committed to whatever school for a long time, and then he doesn't sign in the early signing period. That's going to tell the other schools maybe he's not sure. Let's go after him. So, I mean, as you said, unintended consequences. There's going to be a lot we're going to learn as we go forward. We can speculate now, but we're not really going to know until it all unfolds.
And if you really boil it down, if you really say, okay, who does the early signing period benefit? I mean, what percentage of it benefits the coaches, and what percentage of it benefits the player?
I think it benefits the player who's tired of the recruiting process and he just wants to get his name on the dotted line and know he doesn't have to wait till the first Wednesday in February. Yeah. The coaches are going to work just as hard. I mean, because they're not going to get, unless they sign 25 guys in the early signing period, they've got a lot of work to do, and if they do that, they'll be working on the following year's class.
Yeah.
So
I just think
it's not going to change the coaches, I don't think.
I think it's going to depend. I think the scenarios for each program will vary from year to year. You're talking about the end of the first year of Ed Orgeron finishing 9-3, and the possibility of having a 10-win season. In a top 15 ranking, maybe even be able to get into the top 10 with a 10th win. I don't see any issues there. But, if you're talking year 2 or 3 and you had multiple 9-3s, maybe an 8-4 mixed in there and grumblings and staffers, rumors of changes, and we can use Mickey Joseph is an example. I mean, there's lots of rumors about is he going to be the wide receivers coach next year? Well, what is the biggest position need in this class? I mean, you can
wide receiver.
Wide receivers up the list.
It's near the top, if not at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. And how much does that scenario play into the reason why LSU really can't get into the Jamar Chase, realm with him and get him flipped around?
Didn't he blow up a knee?
Yeah, he's got some. He had something.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Is there a place kicker out there?
Orgeron brought that up in the post game, but I'm unaware of one. But that's. There's always kickers out there that are very good, that are available later in the process, because a lot of schools will get a kicker 1 year, and that ties them over for 2 or 3 before they offer another one. So there's always a lot of good kickers that, because a lot of schools are full or have their guy for multiple years, that they're not needing one.
Well, and it's one thing to kick at the Charlie McClendon practice facility. It's another thing to kick on a Saturday in Tiger Stadium. So we've seen that a good bit, I do believe. So we'll see what they do with that. Mike Straub.
Yeah, I do think LSU's recruiting class, though, is we're about to have another ranking period at Rivals. I think it's starting to move up the charts, and it's starting to look I think they got a real good chance at finishing strong here. But still, I think the worry position is quarterback and running back.
Quarterback and running back. Mike, for people to get all the information, tell them all about TigerBait.com and why they should subscribe today or give a subscription as a holiday gift.
Yeah, there you go. Go to TigerBait.com. We've got it all for you. Football recruiting, our basketball coverage, our Tiger Den message board, our all-day chats every Wednesday are hugely popular. So if you're an LSU fan, give us a look at TigerBait.com. I really think you'll enjoy the website.
Hey, Mike, as always, I know it's a busy time for you. We appreciate you taking time for Tigers Roar.
All right, Tommy, thanks.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. I frequent that website a good bit. You need to be doing the same thing. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to let you hear from Danny Etling, the quarterback for the LSU Tigers, who has put his name in a few pretty good places in the record books with only the 2 interceptions and the interception ratio to passes among all-time SEC quarterbacks. He has kind of done very, very well. No, he's not going to be All-American. He's not going to be All-Conference, but he's done a really good job, and his football team has a chance to win 10 games if they can get a win in the bowl game. And again, we'll know next Sunday what the bowl game is and who the opponent is. We'll come back and let you hear from Danny Etling right after this pause on Tigers Roar, right here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Surfing through the channels with his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a mailbag.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Continue with Tigers Roar. Now, if I had a vote for the LSU offensive MVP for the football season that just went past us, I'd vote for Danny Etling. Say what you want. Okay, he's not the most mobile guy in the world. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. But you know what? His football team won 9 games. That's a lot. That's more than most people thought. Certainly after the Troy game on September the 30th. So I'd vote for Danny Etling as the MVP. His interception to pass attempt ratio is about as good as it gets. He had 14 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. And I don't recall just an awful interception of the 2. Did he get sacked a few times when he maybe should have got rid of the ball? You can go back and look at that. It's easy to observe on the sofa or in the stands at Tiger Stadium. But here is Danny Etling, my LSU offensive MVP.
For sure. Foster said you guys felt pretty confident in that game plan going in, that you knew you'd be able to move the ball.
Yeah, we definitely thought that we had a good game plan. I thought Coach did a great job. All the coaches really had us ready to play this game. And got you, bro. And we were really excited to go out with a win. So what a great way to end Tiger Stadium.
Why A&M? Back-to-back years over 300.
Thanks, Ross. I appreciate that.
Just, last game and things kind of just go that way. Ironically, that's been the way it's been. My top 3 passing performances have always been during these Thanksgiving last games, so it's been good.
Why do you think that is, Danny?
Probably because I'm just getting in my rhythm at the end of the year.
How poetic was it that your tight end dropped the last pass you ever threw in Tiger Stadium?
Who's also your roommate and best friend?
Yeah, best friend.
Wow.
I think it was good because he always gives me a hard time, especially after the Arkansas game.
Look at those baby blues, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about the 2 kneels at the end of the game? How clutch was that?
That's my favorite play in football. So I think that negative rushing yards have never felt so good.
Beautiful thing. At Kelsville.
You guys got real questions?
All done.
All right.
Just waiting for y'all to go.
After the Troy game, your teammates talked about being embarrassed, your coach and everything. To win 6 of 7, you only lost a very hard fought, lost to the #1 team in the country. Just the way you finished. Formerly number 1, yeah. Lost today.
Now I'm saying, that was a big game. It was cool. But no, yeah, that was good to kind of get that a part of us, and we had some big wins there, and it looks like even the SEC kind of shaping up a little differently than you'd have thought. So it was good, and we were able to beat some good teams there in the stretch, and so it's been quite the turnaround from the Troy loss. So we're proud of the guys and what they've done, and we have a chance to go get a 10-win season. So we're going to fight hard and prepare well for this bowl game.
You only 2 interceptions the entire year. How do you? Is it just to protect the ball? It's a big emphasis for you.
I think I've just gotten smarter, and also it's just been a great job by my teammates. I'm sure there's some that could have been picked off that were picked. That we made a great player. The receivers did a good job of batting it down. So that's just my teammates, making sure that we do a great job of that. And then obviously there's a huge emphasis on protecting the football here, and it's something that I've kind of really learned since my freshman year. I know my freshman year I kept turning the ball over. Like I'd have a pick every single game just because I'd make a dumb mistake. So that's something that I've really tried to kind of learn, and it's that preparation you have the entire week. That's why you got to do it, because just one mistake can lead to an interception. So that's what I've been doing.
You're a thinker. What are you going to take away from this time, your time here at LSU?
From my time here at LSU? I've learned a lot. It's been pretty awesome. I've got some great friends, got a lot of characters. I've had a lot of ups and downs. You know, that's kind of the thing how college football works out for you. I transferred from a place where I was really down and came here, and then kind of gave me some new life, and then I got an opportunity to play, and I've kind of just run with it. I've made the most of it, and I've enjoyed every second. So I'm thankful to be a part of it, and I'm thankful to the coaches to give me an opportunity. And it's crazy to think how far I've come, even just in the 3 years I've been here. So I've grown up a lot. And I'd say LSU is the place where I really have grown up with football and have really learned the most about how to play, and hopefully it will take me far into the next level.
What do you think about in mind? How special was it to have a game like you had today on your final game?
I think it was just a team effort. I don't think it was anything special I did or anything special that we did. We just did our jobs, and we made sure that we went out there and made plays, and the receivers did a tremendous job of fighting for extra yards, making catches, and getting open, and the offensive line did a great job of blocking. So even Coach Canada, did a great job of calling plays and made it easy for me, and that was really all that was. So.
You mentioned Canada. How much did you like this year with them, and how much do you think that offense could work in this conference moving forward?
I think it's going to be really good. I think you're going to start recruiting more and more guys to kind of fit certain roles and really not just be, kind of maybe plugging some square pegs into round holes, which I don't think we've done that here. I'm just saying, sometimes we bring in stuff and you don't really have your players, but I think it's a really good offense, and it's something that has so many variables, and it's tough to stop, and it's something that I really love to be a part of, and he's done a great job of coaching me and getting my footwork right and getting so many things that he's not liked about my game, coached out of my game. So I feel like I've become more efficient underneath him, and that's something that I really strove to do before the season, and I think he really was harping on that, and it's something that we've really done together as a quarterback room.
How excited are you about the bowl possibilities, who you could play, finishing out with 10 years in the year, those things?
I'm pretty excited to go play a bowl game. I've had to do 2 seasons without playing a bowl game before, and those weren't fun. So I'm really excited to go have another last round with my teammates and with all the guys who I consider my best friends. So I'm really excited about it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
What do you want people to remember about your time at LSU?
I don't know yet. We'll see when it's over. I still got another game left, and we still got another bowl game left. So that'll be a good question to ask later on. But right now, I'm just going to focus on moving on to the next game and realize the hay's not in the barn yet. And we still got some goals to go get.
It's a Midwestern saying, total Midwestern. Yeah,
Get your nose out the shot, Ross. Was there ever a time here that you thought you wouldn't have an opportunity that you do now?
No, I always thought I'd give my chance. That's kind of the way I always worked and prepared. And it really came early on in my opportunity. It was my first game at Tiger Stadium I got to play, so that was pretty cool and a cool thing to be a part of. And I really haven't ever looked back since. So whether or not people really believed I could or anything like that, I've always done that, and that's credit to my teammates who kind of kept pushing me, even maybe when I thought, things are getting down or people were getting hard on me, but they've always kind of lifted me up, and I thank them for that.
Danny, we saw you really kind of your time down the walk down Victory Hill tonight and just kind of soaking it all in. What did that experience mean for you for the last time?
Usually I'm kind of really focused walking down and just, just focusing on the game, all that stuff, and it kind of hits you when you don't think it will. I didn't think I'd be really affected by it. It was never really something like I was super into, I was always just focused on the game. And when I stepped out there, I kind of realized, this is the last time I'll be walking down this hill as an LSU Tiger, as a player. And I just wanted to take it all in and just kind of see the fans and just the experience of college football. And it really made me think how far I've come. Foster's been to my high school. It's not quite like this, and Purdue, it was awesome. It was a great time there, but it wasn't quite the experience that this is either. So I just wanted to take it all in and just relish in how far that I've kind of come since I started playing football. And it was great because I had a lot of people down here for senior night, and the person who taught me kind of how to play quarterback was here, Coach Engelhart, and that was awesome. And it's crazy to think how far when I first went there and worked out with him, and we didn't throw a football for like 3 or 4 weeks just because we're working on my feet, and he thought I sucked, and now see how far I've kind of come. See how far I've come since then. It's been awesome. And
you say you wanted to take it all in. What did you see? What did you feel? You say you wanted to take it in. What did you take in?
I kind of looked around and you never realize how many people are there. You just kind of when you're playing in a game even, you don't realize how many people are in the stands. When you're walking down the Tiger Walk, you don't really notice how many people there are. There's just droves of people lined all the way back, and it's just the support they have and the love they have for this team and this community and this and all of us players. It's pretty awesome. And
there he is, Danny Etling. I don't have a vote, and they don't care what I think, but I would say I would vote for him as the offensive MVP for LSU Tiger football. We'll take a break and come back with more of Tigers Roar. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is at Pelican Sports. And, of course, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola.
你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Last Saturday, 20 seniors were honored at LSU for their careers, and their families were there. It was a real special thing. We found a nice little clip, kind of a tribute to the 20 seniors for the LSU football team.
Oh yeah! 5-star LSU. I said they ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU, huh? They ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU. We the best in the league if you looking for talent. LSU going hard, but we beat Alabama, then we going out to Florida. Drown the Gators, everybody getting bucked when we step in the stadium. This the LSU anthem, you know it's a hit. You don't know another rapper two-step like this. See me screaming out the window, yelling purple and gold. I'm an LSU fan, girl, you know how we roll now. Back and back it on up, hey. 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 Way down in the valley. Way down in the valley. Way down in the valley. The purple and gold, purple, I say. Oh yeah. 5-star LSU. And I say, they ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU. I say, they ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU. Hold on, let me step to the front. I want to see them play me one-on-one. I say, hold on, let me step to the front. I want to see them play me one-on-one. I say, told y'all we the best in the league, and back then didn't nobody believe it. I say, LSU, we the purple and gold, turned up, going out of control. I say, oh man, this your boy 5-star in the building on this one. Look, you already know that when I step up to the mic. Let's go LSU. Let's go. Way down in the valley. Where we at? Way down in the valley. Where we at?
A lot of attention is now going to be turned to LSU basketball. Coach Will Wade, they'll have a game this week against Tennessee Martin, and then they got 5 more at home during the holidays. Check the LSU website for the schedule. Here is Tiger basketball coach from out in Hawaii, Will Wade.
Said the number one emphasis coming away from the tournament was defense and the need to improve on that. Doug?
Be accurate. Yeah. It's been our emphasis for a while now. We haven't seemed to got a whole lot better at it, so it'll continue to be an emphasis.
They said maybe against Michigan it was okay, but still not up to your liking, and then it kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah, it was better against Michigan. The first half was very good, but it was better against Michigan. But the other two were not very good. Not very good.
Three players gave 3 different explanations for the problems with the ball screen defense, from lack of energy to lack of communication to not having enough want-to. Is that all part of it?
I would say the number one issue is lack of communication. I would say number 2 issue is I've given them too many different coverages, so we're going to simplify what we're doing, so that way everybody knows what we're doing. We've tried to maybe do what, part of the reason we were better against Michigan is we had 2 days to practice exactly what we were going to do before the game, and everybody knew exactly where they're supposed to be and what was supposed to happen. So I think if we simplify it, that'll hopefully alleviate some of those issues. And then at a certain point, you just got to want to do it right. And so we've got some guys that need to do a little bit better.
do you think the emotional high of Michigan took a toll in the last 2 games, or do you think it was good for them to get that win to see the payoff?
I mean, I think certainly I don't think we responded very well to the win. I could tell that Notre Dame was going to be a long afternoon when we had shoot around that day. I mean, that's as mad as I've been since I've been here at the shoot around. And so I was real concerned about the Notre Dame game. I thought we had ourselves back right for the Marquette game. Obviously, we didn't have Sampson, but we played well without him. I mean, that's not an excuse. The last 5 minutes of the Michigan game, we didn't have Sampson either. He was fouled out. I mean, we didn't play Wap much or Sampson much, and Wap and Sampson didn't play at all, hardly, against Marquette, so that's not an excuse. I've told our guys that. But I think the Michigan game was obviously very emotional. We had put a lot in that. We've been working on that all summer. I mean, we'd worked on some of their stuff all summer. We'd put a lot of time into preparing for them. And then the way we won, I thought we took, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The Notre Dame, with where we are now, with where our team is now, where our program is now, Michigan's probably about as well as we could play up to this point in the season. That's about as well as we could possibly have hoped to play. And, with where we were on a 1-day prep, Notre Dame probably would have beaten us 10 out of 10 times. We're just not at that. We're just not at that level yet. We're going to get there, but we're not there yet. And they've got veteran guys, and they could just perform a cookie cutter scout that they always do, and their guys could execute it and move on and be fine. So it was going to be very, very difficult to beat Notre Dame. It had taken a better effort than we gave against Michigan, and it had taken them basically falling flat on their face, which neither was what was probably going to happen at that point in time. And then Marquette, we let them get confidence and get off to that good start, and that really, really hurt us. Once we were able to settle in, we were okay, and we just had so many weird combinations of players out there. We just had a lot of crazy circumstances in that game. That was one of the odder games I've ever been involved in. To be within 2 at halftime, I felt good. And, we turned the ball over too much. That ended up killing us in that game. The turnovers are a killer. We've turned the ball over way too much over there, and that's really, 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 really hurt us.
All right, we continue with Tigers Roar. We remind you the original airing each week is on a Wednesday night. If you're catching this Thursday, Friday, or Saturday on Pelican Sports TV or on the ETEL cable system, you got a rebroadcast going, or perhaps you're watching YouTube, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast, and watch a lot of what we do at your convenience. If you hadn't done so already, follow us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is at Pelican Sports, as we keep it going with you from Pelican Sports TV and, of course, WUBR Radio. So we appreciate you taking time to spread the roar and tell people about this program and all the hunting and the fishing and the outdoors programming on Pelican Sports TV. On behalf of everybody at Pelican Broadcasting, including you that were watching, my name is Tommy Chrysan. Have a good evening, everyone.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
6, 5, 4,
3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.